Okay, testing, 1, 2. Are we live? Can you guys see and or hear me? You guys gonna have to let me know. I cannot tell. Alright, well, we'll do it live. We'll figure it out later. Alright, let's pull up the radar and let's get on the road. Get the fuzzy hat, get on the road, get out of the parking lot. Let's do it. We're currently in Aurora, Colorado. We are headed to Pueblo. No longer living there. We're gonna cut through this parking lot because I don't feel like dealing with traffic. We are back to using this setup again. No longer running off the YouTube app. We are back to using Moblin. Thanks for joining me. Starting a little bit early because the snow decided to start a little bit early. It's kind of hard to see right now. It'll be a little bit more visible once we get out of the Denver metro. And I had a bit of a bust the other night. Hopefully we will have some actual snow tonight. Hey Lucas, nice to see ya. Yeah, it's late o'clock right now. It is late. Yeah, I decided to get on the road and get down to where that snow is coming in. We got snow reports coming in for Castle Rock, Woodmore, Lake George, Colorado Springs. Figured I'd get out here and get on that snow right as it came in. We have not seen any here in the Denver metro area yet. Let me turn on my spotter beacon. My location is now reporting. So you guys should be able to track where I am. I'm back to using my old setup again. Back to using Moblin. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Lucas. I'm sorry for your loss. Well, at least you got a vehicle. That's great. I'm glad to hear that you're learning how to drive. Is it a manual or an automatic transmission? know if it was manual transmission. Does it have a clutch? Because my last two chase vehicles had a like, do you have to shift gears? Like, do you have to get into? Does it have like a 5-speed? Two chase vehicles were both had a manual transmission. Yeah. As you can see, we've got some snowflakes coming down here over the Denver metro area. We may not need to go far to see some snow tonight. Looks like we got some heavy snow coming down over Centennial. I'm going to be punching south, so we got some snow bands coming in. So we may just park up on an overpass and wait for that snow band to come in. Yeah, I've been itching to see some snow tonight. Sunday we did not get any snow here in the metro, so it's kind of disappointing. I'm going to drop south to get eyes on some snow. Headed down here to the tech center. I think I saw it on the Discord. We're catching on around 225 right now. We're going to be catching on to I-25 headed to South Denver. Very light traffic right now. Yeah, I like the new profile picture, Lucas. Reducing speeds here as we get onto southbound I-25. So we're leaving Aurora and getting into South Denver right now. I can't see anything on the YouTube app right now. I'm streaming from Moblin tonight. I got to restart my service on my T-Mobile connection, so I got two carriers. I'm using a dual bonded connection right now. I got two carriers. I got T-Mobile and Verizon running. I got the two carrier setup going right now. I got the T-Mobile and whatchamacallit, T-Mobile and Verizon running right now for the stabilized network connection. Looks like we got snow reports coming in at Castle Rock now. Got some coverage on that here in a second. Looks like we also have a winter storm warning in for southern Colorado now. Yeah, no worries. Get some sleep, Lucas. vehicle tomorrow. Gonna be coming in some heavier snow here as we get down to Castle Rock. No worries. Hopefully we actually get to see some snow tonight. It's looking promising already though. Joining me now, my name is Patrick. I'm a storm chaser, chasing some storms. We're catching up with some snow bands coming through Castle Rock, Colorado, headed down to Colorado Springs and to Pueblo, southern Colorado. Some winter storms coming in through the night. We'll be doing some storm chasing tomorrow morning as well in southern Colorado, or in northern Colorado. Looks like we got a very light snow coming in now here into the Denver metro area. We're in the South Metro right now. Got the vehicle all kitted out right now. For winter storm chasing. Starting to get some heavier flakes coming down now. There it is. Woo! Finally getting some snow here in Colorado. About damn time. down pretty good now too. Hey, Mr. Twister. I believe I'm coming through your neighborhood right now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm starting to see some big heavy flakes. I'm headed down towards Castle Rock right now. I'm starting to get some big snow reports coming in from down there. Yeah, let's see, where am I? I know that we have a winter weather advisory in place right now. I saw that they just issued a winter weather warning for winter storm warning for Canyon City, Silver Cliff, that whole area. So I just left my first snow band, so I just cleared, so you can see the snow kind of let up. So we just passed a kind of a snow band going through the Tech Center in Denver. Oh yeah. No, I used to, Colorado's my stomping grounds. I've been up and down I-25 more than a few times. I used to be a medical courier, so this used to be part of my route, so I've driven I-25 thousands, hundreds of thousands of times. Yeah, I'm expecting to see quite a bit of snow as I get down to Castle Rock a little bit later in the evening. So, for those of you who are just tuning in, my name's Patrick. I'm a Colorado-based storm chaser. Right now, we just left the Denver Tech Center. We're headed down towards Castle Rock tonight. We'll probably wrap up our stream as we get towards Pueblo tonight. That'll probably be, well, based on road conditions, I reckon we'll probably get there towards 1 a.m. We'll pick up our stream tomorrow morning, probably near Longmont. I guess we'll have to see what the winter weather looks like, but we'll probably pick up our stream tomorrow morning and be starting somewhere near Pueblo, and then we'll make our way up to Longmont. I'm gonna go visit a friend up there who I haven't seen in a long time, probably 15 years. So it's been a while. Yeah, we might. Depending on things, we might go visit another storm chaser down in Colorado Springs. Good friend of mine, storm chaser Mason Harris. I'm sure to go check his channel out. He just made partner with Max Velocity, so he's on Radar Omega now. Yeah, no worries. Get some sleep, Mr. Twister. It's another storm chaser based here out of Denver. Guys, make sure to go check out Mr. Twister, a friend of mine. Weather streamer and a storm chaser based here out of Denver as well. Probably gonna get the car fitted with some new tires tomorrow. Yep. Yeah, and don't be shy, Mr. Twister. Absolutely feel free to link your channel as well. So we're just starting to see a little bit of snow here in the South Denver metro area. We're probably going to see a lot more snow now as we get towards Castle Rock. This year we actually had a historically late first snow. That's largely due in part to well, you know, Comic Surf Pro. Yes, earlier this year we did have conditions suitable for land spouts along a outflow boundary on, with wintry conditions. So earlier this year we did, if there's any one place in this country where you could get a snow NATO, it's Colorado. Not tonight though. Tonight we're looking at blizzard conditions. If you're just joining me now, my name's Patrick. I'm Colorado-based storm chaser. We're catching up on what's looking like the Denver metro area's first major snow of the year. Thanks, Rachel. Appreciate it. We're headed down to Castle Rock to see if we can catch the Denver metro area's first big snow of the year. Tonight it looks like we're expecting probably anywhere between 2 to 6 inches. The snow did start a little bit earlier than anticipated. This snow band wasn't expected to come in until after midnight, so I figured I'd get out on the road and get a look at things. I was going to start covering this first thing tomorrow morning, but it looks like it started early. Looks like we got a decent amount of snow coming down here in Castle Rock already, so I figured I'd get down here. The snow's pretty light so far. Thanks, Marco. So we got some brake lights up ahead. If you're just joining me now, my name's Patrick. I'm a storm chaser based out of Aurora, Colorado. Right now we're headed to Castle Rock. Looks like we're getting a little bit more snow right now. I've been really eager to see some snow this year. For those of you who are just joining me now, Colorado is having a historically late first snow this year. It's like largely thanks to La Nina. The cold ocean has given us a historically late first snow. We're having a historically warm November, or a historically warm and dry November. And that's not great either. Colorado really needs that snowpack for a couple reasons. One, that's all of our farming communities out east, out in eastern Colorado, they depend on that snowpack for all the rivers and ditches out there to bring them water for irrigation. We also depend on that water and that snowpack for fire mitigation. If you guys will recall, we had that bad fire up in Boulder back in 2021, absolutely devastating, and that happened in December. It was a very fast-moving fire that was carried as a result of just fast-moving winds, and it was because just extremely dry conditions up there. So we really need that snow as a fire mitigation measure. Definitely needed. That fire affected Broomfield, Westminster, Boulder, all that whole area up there is just a real tinderbox right now. So it's a real relief to finally see some snow. That warm, dry wind is not helping anything. All right, we're finally starting to get into the snow band. Not really seeing any accumulation just yet. I don't know how well the camera's picking up any of this snow just yet. We'll get pulled off here once we get further down. I am seeing a lot more snow further south of me here. We're not really fully expecting this to really start picking up until after midnight, though. The majority of the snow is not expected until tomorrow. I was just really eager to get out and see some snow. We're starting to see a bit of a slowdown up here, so at Aurora, Colorado. Just kind of passing through some snow bands here as we're moving into southern Colorado. We're going to be out late tonight. This will be a late night stream. Our stream tonight will be checking out these heavy snows as they come in. Picking up a good place to watch this heavy snow as it moves in tonight. We'll be targeting southern Colorado from Colorado Springs down to Pueblo tonight. And tomorrow morning we'll be making our way up from southern Colorado up into northern Colorado, probably wrapping our chase up near Longmont at noon. As I was saying earlier, Colorado has seen a historically late first snow this year. We can thank La Nina for that. That is a Colorado really depends on its snowpack for a lot of things. Colorado's agriculture sector out east really depends on it, and we also depend on it pretty heavily for fire mitigation. So it's good that we're finally getting some snow, albeit a bit late. The heavy snow is not expected to start coming in until after midnight tonight, although as you guys can see, we're starting to get some big heavy flakes coming down. The snow is expected to affect mostly southern Colorado, which is where we're headed. It does look like we've got a winter storm warning in place for parts of southern Colorado down to Canyon City. Northern Colorado is probably not going to see as much of that, although we do have winter weather advisories now in place for most of the Denver metro area, Colorado Springs, Pueblo, much of the Front Range. Northern Colorado up through Greeley, Fort Collins, Longmont do not appear to be affected yet. Reminds me of a storm chase I had over the summer out in Iowa. Had a crazy chase. Overnight chase. Between Omaha and Des Moines. I chased along I-80. Getting some flashbacks to that. This is low visibility in the interstate setting. Snow right now still appears to be fairly light. Again, I'm not expecting that heavy snow to start coming in until later. We'll see more of that as we get closer to Colorado Springs and later into the evening. I appreciate you, David and Mary. You guys are probably not going to get so much snow out there. Where are you guys located? About 15 miles from Kansas, southeast corner. Oh, so you guys are kind of like more down near the Oklahoma Panhandle area. A lot by like what, Lamar. I'm trying to think what else is down there in the down in that area. You guys are probably not going to get so much of that blizzard condition down there. I'm trying to think what else is out there. Like what, Springfield. else is out there? Like what, Lamar, Springfield, Campo, that area. I think you guys are gonna get some snow out there. Probably not as much. East of Lamar. Oh, okay, that's really far east. So I did a lot of chasing down in that area over the summer. What else is out there? What, Johnson? I can't remember. Is Johnson in Kansas or is that in Colorado? Spent most of this summer living in Pueblo, so I'd have better access to that area. I actually just moved back to Aurora just 2 months ago. So I spent a lot of my year actually living down there down in Pueblo. I like that side of Colorado a lot. I'd love to move out to. If I hadn't lost my job recently, I'd actually be living out in. I'd probably be living out in Oklahoma or Kansas. I just gotta find more work again. Hopefully, I'm able to turn this storm chasing into a full-time gig. I got that camera sponsorship over the summer, which was pretty decent money. I got paid by Vivo to do all that photography. But that was kind of a one-time thing. All right, and see, so I've actually passed through most of that snowband now. So it does not appear to actually be snowing very heavily down here anymore. Looks like most of that snow is actually going to be to the east of me at this point. I'm thinking once I get past these mountains here, I'm probably going to see a little bit more of that snow coming down. Well, I really appreciate the follow. Thank you so much for that, David and Mary. Glad to have you guys here. Definitely stay tuned. Planning to do a lot more chasing this next year. This was a really good year for me for storm chasing. No problem. I'm glad to have you here. Stay warm, guys. We're going to be approaching our target area here down as we get closer to Colorado Springs. That looks like we're going to start getting into a little bit more snow as we get to Colorado Springs. So again, if you're just joining me now, my name's Patrick. I'm a storm chaser based out of Aurora, Colorado. Our target area is going to be sort of between Colorado Springs and Pueblo for tonight. Then tomorrow morning I'll be making my way back up from Pueblo up to Longmont, covering the snow along the foothills today, because that's going to be where most of the most of the snow in Colorado is going to be tomorrow. It looks like we are expecting some more winter weather here towards the end of the week, towards Friday, so I'll try to be covering some of that as well. In terms of convective weather, so tornadoes, that kind of stuff, I'm kind of keeping my eye on that possibility as well. Looked like there was some possibility for, possibly some tornado chasing kind of on the horizon towards the middle of December in Texas. So I'll be keeping my eye on that as well. If you guys took a look at the community tab, you guys may be aware that I lost my job earlier this month. It's been pretty brutal. So I'm going to try to make the best of the opportunity and do some storm chasing while I am looking for work. So I'm going to use the opportunity to do some more storm chasing, but I'm going to try to take that opportunity to get down to Texas next week if that does materialize. Boy, this traffic is not moving. Again, if you're just joining me now, my name is Patrick. I'm a storm chaser based out of Aurora, Colorado. We're just getting out, finally getting excited to see some of that winter weather finally making it to Colorado. This year we have had a historically late first snow. That's largely due to the La Nina effect. That's the cold ocean. We are having a historically warm and historically dry November. We're finally getting some of that winter weather here in Colorado, getting some of that snowpack that's very desperately needed. That snowpack is what feeds all of Colorado's lakes and rivers. It helps, helps fight Colorado's, very brutal wildfire season. I'm sure most Colorado residents are aware of. I am getting out here to cover this winter storm as it comes in. That winter storm is not really expected to take off until after midnight tonight. And again, I'll be covering tonight the snowstorm as it comes into southern Colorado, and then covering its effects tomorrow morning. So thanks for being here, guys. I'll be covering this just past midnight tonight, and then I'll be picking up again tomorrow morning to cover its impacts across the Front Range. Hey, whoever sent the super sticker, thank you so much. I'm actually not using the YouTube app to stream this right now, so I don't actually see who sends the super stickers. So whoever sent that super sticker, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. Helps pay for gas, and it'll certainly help get me a new pair of tires tomorrow, so thank you so much. I am streaming from the Moblin app, so whoever sent the $5, I see you and I appreciate you so much. I will have a chance to review that tonight when I hunker down for the evening. Funny story about this little stretch of highway. Over the summer, back when I was chasing in the Chevy, before I had the Subaru, I had to take a little detour to get around. This section of highway on I-25 was closed off. There's a detour that takes you on a dirt road that goes up over a hill over here. I was really fond of those directional tires on the Chevy. I had no idea that Chevy was such a quiet vehicle, but those directional tires I had on them are extremely loud. I thought that was a very noisy vehicle. Turns out that it was just those directional tires making all that noise. A lot of people in chat used to complain how loud my vehicle was. Everybody thought there was a problem with that car. There was not a problem with the car. It was actually just those tires used to make all that noise. It also turns out that those tires wore out a lot easier because you can't really do directional tires. Apparently, you can't rotate them because they're designed for they're specific tires for the front and the back. They're designed for each wheel. You can't cycle those directional tires as easily, so they wear out a lot faster. They're also a lot more expensive. So I actually did like those directional tires a whole lot more than I like these kind of generic tires that I've got on the vehicle right now. They definitely handled a lot better in the inclement weather. We are now south of Castle Rock, headed towards Colorado Springs. Again, tonight we are headed south to try to get to that target area where we are expecting the most snow to come in tonight. Again, most of tonight's snow is going to be expected to coming in after midnight. Most of the snowfall tonight is probably going to come in between midnight and 5 a.m. So you can expect most of the snow to appear tomorrow morning when you wake up. I'm hoping to catch the bulk of the storm as it comes in, though, so this stream is for you night owls. tonight we are driving the tonight we're in the Subaru. Looks like we're going into a low signal area. The connection might kind of break up on us a little bit. We are using the dual bonded network connection. So I do have 2 cellular carriers to carry the stream tonight. Got using both the Verizon and the T-Mobile connection. You guys are aware I do not have a Starlink panel just yet. I am looking to get a Starlink panel ahead of tornado season. But we won't be using Starlink at least till April. At least for this chase, I know that cellular coverage is pretty good along the front range. We'll be wrapping up tomorrow's chase up near Bucky's, near Longmont. So we'll do a little explore. We'll do a little tour through Bucky's. If you guys haven't been there before, probably means you're from Texas. It probably means you're not from Texas. Bucky's is always fun. Get some brisket. Get some brisket in the morning. Also have a chance to stop by and see I hesitate to say old friend. Somebody I actually became friends with and somebody I knew in high school, but haven't seen since high school, but kind of became friends with on Facebook after high school. So it'll be a good chance to meet up again. Does look like we're now starting to get a lot of snow reports in the Denver metro area, getting reports from Thornton, Denver, Centennial, Castle Rock, Parker. It does look like we are getting some very light snow through there. Right now, it does appear that we're getting some freezing rain here through, we're basically in Colorado Springs right now. We're just entering El Paso County. The roads here are pretty slick. These cowboys behind me want to drive pretty fast, but I'm letting them come by me. Again, tonight we were headed down into southern Colorado to let this big storm come in. The bulk of this storm we are expecting to be coming in after midnight. Check our weather radar here. See that snow band has mostly moved past me to the east. It's now making its way south. Roads here are pretty icy. So far, the road conditions are pretty good. We are now entering Colorado Springs. gas here in just a few minutes and reassess our situation. forecast. Figure out where most of our snow is going to be coming in tomorrow. So far, the roads are looking pretty clear. Just joining me now, my name is Patrick. I'm a storm chaser based out of Aurora, Colorado. Right now I am in Colorado Springs. We are expecting a winter storm to come in Colorado. We are currently under a winter storm advisory along much of the Front Range. That winter storm advisory stretches from Denver down through southern Colorado and into New Mexico. This winter storm advisory is mostly because of some light snow that's going to be coming in before midnight. Most of the snow tonight is going to be coming in between midnight and 5 a.m. So you can expect some heavier snow to be on the ground tomorrow morning. I'm going to be running this stream from now until about 1 or 2 in the morning, covering that heavier snow as it comes in. I'll be picking up tomorrow morning in the AM, covering the winter weather impacts as I come up from southern Colorado back into northern Colorado, ending my stream in Longmont. If you're new here, my name is Patrick. I'm a storm chaser. I don't normally cover winter weather. I typically cover tornadoes in the spring, but I'm glad to have you here. I'm unemployed now, so I got nothing better to do. Help support this channel. I do have channel memberships. Channel members get access to HD photography. Get access to my HD photography via a Google Drive link. You also get to prove that you're better and cooler than everybody else with some unique emojis and some badges that show up in the chat. It also just generally helps support me with all sorts of the typical sorts of maintenance tasks that storm chasers have to deal with. Things like putting gas in the car, putting new wheels on this bad boy, and, you know, helping me keep this car running. Any crowdfunding support is, of course, always appreciated. Anything helps. Otherwise, I'm just glad to have you here. I don't really know how many people are watching right now. It's kind of a late night stream. I'm of course looking forward to severe weather season coming back around again. We are only 4 months out from April, and looking forward to another tornado season getting underway here soon. I want to give a shout out to all the channel mods and other storm chasers who help make this channel possible. I want to give a huge shout out to my good friend John McKinney, who is an incredible friend to this channel. Personal hero of mine, a friend who I absolutely respect and admire. I'm going to give a shout out to a lot of other great people that help make this channel possible. People like Evan Freiberger, Freddie McKinney, Mason Harris, Cheffy Steffi, Mr. Twister, Justin Ryan, Wind Dancer Media. You guys know who you are. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm incredibly grateful to all the wonderful people who make this channel possible. And of course, all the wonderful people, the channel members who pay a couple bucks a month to get access to some cool emojis and other fun stuff. Alright, we are currently in Colorado Springs. It does not look like it has started snowing here in the Springs just yet. We might push a little bit further east to see some of that snow. Looks like it's a little bit to the east of us. I expect it'll probably start snowing here pretty soon. Also want to give a shout out to the Cheyenne County Office of Emergency Management, who used my stream to determine that I was speeding. I don't appreciate that, but I appreciate you guys for the work that you do. Nice to see you. Just catching you up on the situation. It looks like we are currently under a winter weather advisory. It does look like there's a winter storm warning in place for southern Colorado, Pueblo, Trinidad, that whole area. So I'm kind of making my way down there right now. The winter storm warning doesn't go into effect until midnight. So they're mostly getting that snow up in the mountains, although it does look like the Denver metro area is getting a nice little dusting right now. I am pushing south to get into the more severe winter weather for the night. My plan is to get to southern Colorado and then hunker down overnight and let that winter storm come in overnight. So we're not going to see the heavy snow until after midnight, so I'm going to cut the stream off probably around 1 in the morning once the heavy snow starts coming in, and then just stay the night in southern Colorado. And then in the morning, I'm going to start the stream up probably 6, 7 in the morning, and then come back up through all that heavy snow in the morning and wrap up the stream probably around, wrap up that stream probably around noon tomorrow. So most of the heavy snow, most of the heavy winter snow is going to be coming in between midnight and 5 a.m. So I'm going to be streaming till about 1 in the morning. Then I'm going to go to bed in southern Colorado somewhere, and then I'll be going live again early in the morning to cover the winter weather effects. Yeah, I'm streaming from Moblin again. Was it David that sent me the the super sticker? On Moblin, it doesn't show me who sends me the super chats and super stickers. So thank you so much, David, for your for the super sticker. It's greatly appreciated. I'm going to be wrapping up tomorrow by getting a new pair of tires for this car. Yeah, we got a winter storm warning for southern Colorado and in the high country, so Breckenridge, Aspen, Telluride, up in the mountains, but no, not down here in the Front Range yet. The only places down in the Front Range that have really got winter storm warnings are mostly in southern Colorado. So that's where we're headed. And right now we actually don't even have any, it seems like mostly the Denver metro area is getting some very light snow right now. So I just left the Denver metro area, which is where I live, of course. But figured I'd make my way down here. It does look like I got kind of a heavier snow band coming down behind me right now. You can see that on radar. You can see I'm basically just ahead of this snow band. See that big old green blob coming down behind me. So I imagine that'll catch up to me here pretty soon. What do you guys think? I'm pretty much right next to Storm Chaser Mason Harris's house. guys think I should go go knock on Mason's? Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate it. What do you guys think? Guys think I should go knock on Mason's door and pretend to be a cop? Mason, open up! It's the cops. If I know Mason, he's probably... If I know Mason, he's probably stoned right now, and I would probably freak him right the hell out. Well, it does look like the snow band's about to overtake me, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a good place to park and let the snow band roll in on top of me. I got snow reports chasing me down the front range right now, so we might see some of that snow before midnight. I know that some of you guys are in East Coast time and maybe don't want to stay up all night, because I think when the snow here, the snow is going to start, the heavy snow, the blizzard conditions aren't going to start until after midnight, at least here in Colorado. But that first wave, that first snow band I can see on radar is going to catch up to me here probably in the next 10-20 minutes. So if I stop and get gas, that'll probably give that snow band enough time to catch up to me. Because I can see all the snow plows and snow trucks getting all geared up here on the side of the road. Let me find a good place to get off and get gas and let that snow band catch up to me. I'll do that before I get to Pueblo. And I also haven't eaten anything yet. Maybe I'll get some McDonald's too. You know what? I think there's actually a Waffle House here that's like on top of a mountain. You just go park at that Waffle House and Mason, I was just talking about dropping into your house and giving you a jump scare. Wouldn't do that to you much. You looking on radar? That snow band's about to catch up to me. That snow is supposed to, those blizzard conditions we're supposed to get anywhere between 4 to 6 inches overnight, but that's not going to hit us until after midnight. So what I was planning to do was to stream till about 1 in the morning. Thank you, Mason, I appreciate it. What I was thinking of doing was I was going to stream till about 1 in the morning so that we'd get that big, glorious, initial snowfall coming in, and then I was going to just car camp and then drive up the front range in the morning and just observe all the chaos. Oh, that's right, you're out for the holidays. When do you land? Or where do you land? Because my man, if you land tomorrow morning, it's going to be chaos. Actually, if you land any time that is not in the next 20 minutes, it's going to be chaos. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. So you're coming right back to the Springs. Well, you'll be fine then. Oh, okay, so you can be here in like 2 hours then. You'll be fine. Yeah, I'll show you the weather radar when I pull off for gas here soon. But yeah, we're gonna get, I think, between 4 to 6 inches between midnight and 5 a.m. tomorrow. So my plan was, yeah, I was gonna drive down to like somewhere between Colorado Springs and Pueblo. Well, that timeline moved up a little bit. I don't know if you're looking at radar. It's actually already started coming down. But like, yeah, sometime between midnight and 5 a.m. we're supposed to get between 4 to 6 inches, but it could be, the revised estimates looks like we actually could get more than that. But I was going to get down between Colorado Springs and Pueblo to where that really heavy snow was going to come in. And get down there tonight to catch that really heavy band tonight. And then come back up the Front Range and observe the chaos tomorrow morning. I think I might actually end up swinging around and catching that band that's coming through Castle Rock right now. Actually, I get the next exit. But you've seen how people drive here when you get 1 inch of snow. There's a hill in Denver. I'm glad you asked about that, John. I actually finally managed to get the insurance to cover that car, but in the most roundabout way possible. You'll never believe how I got them to do that. I got them to total the car with hail damage, and I got them to total the car because it got hit by a tornado. Wouldn't you believe it? Wouldn't you know it? Total coincidence, right? You'd never believe that car got hit by a tornado. And I even sent them a video of that car getting hit by a tornado. Absolute surprise. You could have fooled me. Just act of God. Who could have ever seen that coming, you know? Just freak accident. That car got hit by a tornado. I guess these things just happen. So, you know, they couldn't total it for the accident I was in, but they were happy to total it for a totally unrelated incident of it getting hit by a tornado. So, yeah, anyways. You can only pull that one. You can only pull that one once. So I didn't get paid out nearly as much as I would have liked to, but I was at least able to get rid of the loan I had on that car, so. Oh, are they? Yeah, I'm swinging around and headed up to Castle Rock because I think I'm going to get better footage of that snow up there. I don't know this intersection. Let's see if I can head north this way. Oh, shoot. I should go say hi. Yeah, so like, I was able to get rid of the car, and fortunately, you know, I've got the Honda, and I was able to, I've told you guys that I've been going through a layoff, and fortunately I was able to negotiate a pretty decent severance, so I was able to use that severance money to put some decent maintenance into this vehicle, and this vehicle should last me a little while. It'll at least last me through the next storm season. This vehicle isn't going to last me forever. It'll only survive this year probably, but you know, I'm at least, this car should at least survive the next year. I don't know Ben Williams, and I only know one half of, I only actually know the one half of Stormrunner Media, and that's the half that is currently retired. I don't know if I know either of those guys well enough to link up with them. But I'm headed back north again right now to go punch into that snow band that's currently going through Castle Rock, since I think that'll be more visually interesting for the stream. But given all things being equal, you know, as unfortunate it is that I got laid off, you know, I think I got a decent enough severance that I can yeah, no, I mean, no, make no mistake. I know a lot about Ben Williams. Like I'm a fan. I watch his stream a lot. I just don't have a personal relationship with him to feel comfortable enough to like reach out or anything. But no, as far as like the channel is concerned, I think I kind of decided to make the decision that I kind of want to try to. I had enough channel growth last year that I'm kind of at that critical point right now where I think I might be able to make it profitable. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to make it profitable, but I'll at least be able to continue growing the YouTube channel to a point where I have enough funding right now where I can do storm chasing like full time as I'm looking for a job. Well, you're definitely the social butterfly. I'm headed up, so I'm gonna punch north a little bit actually and try to catch this snow band as it's going through Castle Rock. So I will move that way. If you're just joining me now, my name is Patrick. I'm a storm chaser based out of Aurora, Colorado. We have a winter weather advisory in place right now. I am moving up and down the Front Range along I-25 right now to get in place for a winter storm that's coming into Colorado overnight. We are expecting our heaviest snow to come in between midnight and 5 a.m. This year, in Colorado, we are experiencing a historically late first snow. We've had a historically warm and a historically dry November. We did not get our first snow until the very last week of November. And in a lot of areas in the Front Range, we actually haven't gotten any snow at all. As you can see here, I'm in Colorado Springs right now. There's not any snow on the ground currently. The Denver metro area is getting its first snow right now, and I'm actually headed back up that way to show you guys some of that snow. I am going to be pushing south a little bit later in the evening, into the early morning hours, to get in place to show you guys some of those winter weather effects in the early morning hours. And tomorrow morning I'll be going live again to show you guys some of that snow up along the Front Range. Snow is incredibly important in Colorado. Every winter the snowpack is replenished by, of course, the winter snow. That snowpack is incredibly vital to Colorado's lakes and rivers. We need, of course, Colorado's agricultural communities out in the eastern Colorado and out, of course, into the eastern plains beyond Colorado depend heavily on that glacier melt into the spring and in the summer. We also depend, Colorado's fire mitigation measures depend heavily on that snow as well. We also depend heavily, Colorado's winter fire mitigation measures depend heavily on that snow as well. If you guys will recall the Marshall Fire that occurred back in 2021, that was in Boulder, Colorado. That fire destroyed thousands of homes up in Boulder and in Westminster and in Broomfield. That fire was caused by high winds, dry grasses, up in the suburbs of Boulder and in West Denver, largely because we did not have enough snow and moisture in the climate to prevent that wildfire. And so I'd just like to remind everybody that we're kind of living dangerously right now because we don't have enough moisture. We don't have enough snow on the ground to help mitigate those fires. So we definitely need the snow very badly right now. So having snow here in Colorado is very important. It's not just for skiing or the aesthetics of having a white Christmas. Snow is very important to the ecology and to the climate of Colorado. Yeah, I'm going to be driving around down here quite a bit tonight to, get in place for this snow, but I might take you up on that later, depending on how late I'm out to catch that snow. I'll shoot you a text later if I'm getting too tired, Mason. I'll definitely let you know. We're going to be intercepting our first snow band of the night, heading up into Castle Rock. We'll be dropping south again a little bit later into the evening, probably around 1 in the morning as that heavy snow comes in later tonight. Again, we will be picking up first thing in the morning with a new stream. Yeah, I only kind of wish that this layoff had happened during tornado season, and I'd be out there. I mean, I was practically storm chasing full time back in May and April. I mean, I caught a lot of the really big tornado events back in April and May. I kind of wish I had been laid off back in April and May, so I could have gone full time then. I think my only big regret is that I missed out on Enderlin, and that I missed out on that big dusty red tornado in Texas. I missed that one for the lower end Kansas setup that day. And boy, I really thought that Kansas tornado was going to be something. I know Jacob McMillan was really beating himself up over missing that tornado. We got a really weak cone tornado that barely touched the ground that day. So much of a loss as much as Jacob did. I think that he took that one a little bit too hard. I do wish I had driven to Texas that day in hindsight, but honestly that chase was a lot of fun, so I didn't mind so much. I got a really cool sidewinder on the June 20th chase. That was the Enderlin tornado that day. But honestly, like all the kind of death and destruction that happened with Enderlin, I don't mind that I kind of ended up chasing that lower end setup in South Dakota that day, because I got that cool sidewinder with that like invisible tube tornado that I saw. That one was a lot of fun. I don't maybe know that I was really well equipped for that day, so I don't know. Got a ton of cool tornadoes this year. I was basically chasing full time this year. Yeah, I do kind of wish that this layoff had happened maybe earlier in the year so that I could have done some full-time chasing, but for what it was worth, it was a really good year of storm chasing. I guess I just don't like the uncertainty of being unemployed right now, but we are starting to get into that, into a little bit of snow down here in Colorado Springs right now as the snow band is making its way here. It actually does look like it's intensifying. I'm actually starting to see a little bit more intensity here on the radar. I'll show you guys here. So the snow band that just cleared Castle Rock is now actually making its way down here, and does look like it's actually intensifying quite a bit. Hey, Legally a Fish, what's good? Oh, I'm just here talking at the chat, reminiscing about all the tornadoes I caught this year. having some regrets about missing 2 pretty big tornadoes. Missed a really big one down in Texas earlier this year. Kind of regret missing that big red wedge tornado down in Texas. Yeah, missed that big red wedge tornado down in Texas. Then I also missed out on that the only EF5 tornado in the last 12 years in Enderlin. That Enderlin tornado I missed out on because I was chasing a Sidewinder tail-end Charlie tornado in South Dakota that day. I mean, I was, for what it's worth, I was the only person to witness that Sidewinder because everybody else was in North Dakota that day, so I was the only one to get that tornado. So I guess it was kind of unique in that I was the only person to see it. But on the other hand, it would have been cool to have been able to see the only EF5 in 12 years. It does feel a little bit weird, a little bit uncertain right now that I'm not employed and I'm out here storm chasing. I don't like that uncertainty. Kind of wish that I had lost my job back during tornado season, so I could have just done this full time. But it is what it is. If you're just joining me now, my name's Patrick. I'm a storm chaser based out of Aurora, Colorado. Right now, we are currently in Colorado Springs, headed into a snow band that is making its way south out of Castle Rock. Currently, we're under a winter storm advisory. The heavy snow is not expected to begin until after midnight tonight. The plan currently is I'm going to be out here until 1 a.m. so that way we can see that those blizzard conditions come in. We'll be wrapping up our stream around 1 after that blizzard comes in. I'll be picking up again tomorrow early in the morning. Again, our heavy blizzard conditions are not expected to begin until after midnight, so most people if you're watching now, the heavy snow is not going to start until after midnight. The most snow will be coming in between midnight and 5 in the morning, so most of the snow effects won't be felt until tomorrow's commute. Again, I'll be picking up again tomorrow morning, and I'll be covering the snow impacts tomorrow morning between, I don't know, like 7 in the morning and noon. I'll be driving, basically covering the snow impacts between here, southern Colorado, and ending my stream up in Longmont. This year we are experiencing a historically late first snow. Typically Colorado gets its first snow at the end of October. This year we did not get our first snow until the end of November. Colorado snow is really important for the ecosystem around here. It's not just for skiing. Colorado depends very heavily on the snowpack. All of Colorado's lakes and rivers depend on that snowpack to build up towards the end of the year and continue building up through March. Colorado's lakes and rivers depend very heavily on glacier melt throughout the year. All of Colorado's farming communities out in eastern Colorado depend very heavily on those lakes and rivers on that glacier melt. We also, Colorado's fire mitigation measures also depend very heavily on that snow. If you guys will recall, the Marshall Fire back in 2021 was extremely devastating. Thousands of homes were lost up in Boulder, Colorado. That year, we also had a historically late snow. So those were a lot of homes lost in Boulder, eastern Denver, western Denver, Westminster, and Broomfield. Legally a Fish. I am in the video game industry. I'm an animator. I made an indie game called Beyond Sunset. I used to work as a tech artist for a company called SDS. We worked on mobile games. We were in the casino gaming industry, basically. Our parent company, the Las Vegas Sands, decided to just close our mobile gaming division, so I'm just kind of out of work right now. You know how it goes, video game industry layoffs. People in my company are out of work right now, so, and then turns out all of our contractors kind of went out of business too, because all of our contractors depended pretty heavily on them as well. So we're actually starting to get pretty heavy snow conditions here in Colorado Springs now. As you guys can see, we're getting heavy wet snowflakes now. We're not seeing any accumulation just yet. just joining me now, my name is Patrick. I'm a storm chaser based out of Aurora, Colorado, covering the winter weather conditions here in Colorado. Currently we're under a winter weather advisory. We're seeing our first snow band coming in as part of this winter storm. We're expected to get our heaviest winter weather conditions between midnight and 5 a.m. tonight. We're going to be covering this winter weather conditions till 1 a.m. tonight, and then we'll be picking up our winter weather coverage tomorrow morning up along the Front Range. We're having a historically late first snow that is due to the La Nina effect. It's the cold ocean. We are here in northern Colorado Springs, up near exit 158 along Highway I-25, headed northbound currently. We're not seeing any accumulation on the roads just yet. We are seeing some activity with the snow plows and stuff. I mean, the roads have been salted so far, so far so good. Outside temperature is 30 degrees. This channel is brought to you by all the wonderful channel members. Channel membership on this channel lets you prove to everybody that you're cooler and better than everybody else. You also get access to custom emojis that are hand-drawn by yours truly, hand-drawn pixel art by me. It also allows you access to all the storm photography I do on my storm chases, high resolution photography I do on all my storm chases, as well as members only live streams and that kind of stuff. But just being here is all we need from you, so we're glad to have you here. Looks like this snow band is making its way through Colorado Springs. Again, I'm not seeing any accumulation just yet. We are seeing a little bit heavier snowfall through the springs than I have seen in other areas, so it is making its way through here. We're seeing mostly small flakes so far. Nothing too substantial yet. None of that heavy snow that we're expected to get into the late night hours just yet. Does look like we're getting some snow reports up in Fort Collins now. No substantial accumulation yet, though. Stop and do a hot chocolate run at a gas station here. Roads are pretty slick up here, though. You'll be fine, Mason. Yeah, I'm not seeing any significant accumulation up here. I mean, I'm seeing just a light dusting along the sides of the roads. The wonderful, that is Storm Chaser Mason Harris you're seeing in chat. Make sure to go subscribe to his channel. Game developer Legally a Fish in chat, by the way. I believe Legally a Fish is working on a cool project that I do not know if it has been announced publicly yet. But it looks pretty cool. is where I tell you to look outside the window and say, "There's something on the wing, Mason." Reference that, classic Twilight Zone episode. I am indeed back. Well, you don't need to wave far. I am in your neighborhood, in fact. Proverbially? Metaphorically? Actually, literally in your neighborhood right now. I am, well, I guess maybe a little bit north of the Springs right now, but providing some winter weather coverage. As I'll go through my spiel again here. I am indeed back on the road again. Finally got the insurance to cover my defective vehicle. It turns out got hit by a tornado, wouldn't you know it? But no, Colorado is experiencing a historically late first snow this year, yeah, so we're getting our first big major snow along the Front Range tonight. We're expected to get, depending on where you are, anywhere between 4 to 6 inches of snow overnight, and most of that snow is going to occur between midnight and 5 a.m. Of course, the winter weather impacts are mostly going to be between Longmont and Trinidad, with most of that being clustered in southern Colorado. So mostly stretching from the South Denver metro area down into Pueblo. So that's mostly where those winter weather impacts are going to be felt. I'm going to be live streaming tonight until about 1 a.m. Be covering all this winter weather as it comes in. Again, we're experiencing a historically late first snow here in Colorado. And again, the really heavy blizzard conditions are not expected to really begin until after midnight. I am actually experiencing some pretty strong snow band right now, actually, and I'm just north of Colorado Springs, kind of in that area between Colorado Springs and Castle Rock right now. And yes, as you guys will recall, to give you guys some context, right now Colorado, again, is experiencing a historically late first snow. Colorado snowpack is really essential to Colorado's ecosystem. Colorado's lakes and rivers depend heavily on Colorado's snowpack. Every year, Colorado's snowpack is replenished by the winter snow, and then for the rest of the year, Colorado's lakes and rivers are replenished by that snow melt. It is really important for all of Colorado's, wetland ecosystems, lakes, rivers. It's also really essential for all of eastern Colorado's farming communities and everywhere downstream for that snowpack to be replenished. So, it's not great when we have our snow season starting this late. It's also really essential for Colorado's fire mitigation. If you guys will recall, Colorado's Marshall Fire that happened in December back in 2021. That fire was pretty devastating. It was an extremely fast-moving fire that destroyed thousands of homes up in the area between Denver and Boulder. It moved very quickly, moved very rapidly, destroyed a lot of houses, destroyed a lot of natural areas. And so that snow, the moisture from that snow is required to help mitigate wildfires. A lot of people think of, spring, summer and fall as being Colorado's fire season, but it's absolutely possible for us to get fast-moving fires during the winter. So we really need this snow to be able to help mitigate wildfires. So it's really good that we're finally getting some snow here. We are starting to see some winter weather impacts on the road here. Now I'm actually starting to see some accumulation. It is starting to gather on the roadways here. And we're also starting to see some traffic slowdowns headed on these northbound lanes. Also, it's good to see you again, Jacqueline. Glad to see you back here. Alright, we will be getting gas and hot chocolate here soon. I've been kind of motor mouthing my way through all this snow. Geico needs to watch what? These streams? Everything. I got abducted by aliens in the time you were gone, Legally a Fish. But no, mostly you missed a fire safety lecture. Storm Chaser Mason Harris showed up in chat for a little bit. I think he's still here, actually. They did probe me, but it was consensual, so we're all good. I mean, it's pretty good. It's not it's not the best probing I've ever had, but not the worst either, so 7 out of 10. As you can see, the winter weather conditions here in Colorado have escalated somewhat. Oh, never mind. Storm Chaser Mason Harris is still here in chat. I was just discussing that, yeah, we're actually starting to get pretty, I don't know how well represented it is on camera, but as you can see, we're actually getting some pretty heavy winter weather conditions here, so it is really starting to come down now. I talked about how the Marshall Fire, so getting good snowpack here is really essential in Colorado. It's really important for the ecosystem here. It's really important for fire mitigation here. If you will recall, we had the Marshall Fire here a couple of years ago in December. You know, typically we tend to think of mid to late summer as being Colorado's fire season, but we had that really devastating wildfire, the Marshall Fire here back in 2021, and that happened in December. The Marshall Fire was also another year where we had really late for snow. Can you guys see all the snow? Oh no. I'll tell you what, once we get pulled off, like this snow's coming down real heavy. We have a pretty heavy snowfall right now. Once I get out of heavy traffic, I'll put on my brights so you guys can see how heavy the snowfall is right now. We're in pretty heavy wintry conditions right now. It's a pretty blizzardy right now. It's actually probably unsafe for me to turn on my brights because we'll probably get like a snow blind kind of situation going on. Like, yeah, that was not helpful. If you guys saw that at all, it's all just whiteout conditions here. Very low visibility currently. Yeah, I saw that. Utah doesn't get that many tornadoes that often. You know, the crazy thing is, did you see the storm chasers that got that tornado were all, were like those First Nations storm chasers? Like, it was a crew of Native American storm chasers that got that, and I think that's pretty neat. You don't hear about that often, so I thought that was pretty cool. Also, the elevation on that tornado was pretty insane too. Like, there was like the tornado was like properly up in the mountains. Oh man, I forgot about you guys. You remember how I caught that fire-nado in Missouri earlier this year? I had that big bust on that bomb cyclone that Reed was hyping this year. I drove all the way to Missouri and got lost in Missouri, and then caught that fire-nado on the way home. All right, surely you guys can see the ridiculous snow coming down now. I think all the snow that I'm catching right now is probably going to make this stream entirely worth it, actually. I don't think I'm actually going to turn back and go south again. I think this snow impact right now actually is probably going to make it for the stream. Yeah, you remember how like Reed was hyping like it's gonna be a bomb cyclone in Illinois, and then like, I mean, it was fine. Like, we got that, there was that like tornado outbreak in Arkansas that was associated with it, but then like I drove all the way out to Missouri and I didn't see shit. You guys at least see taillights? How's the picture quality doing? Let's start with that. I turned my okay, let me do this. I'm going to switch it over to my zoom lens. My 1x zoom. Oh no, that didn't help at all. No, that one I did solo, and that was back when I was driving in the solo. Oh, this is not better. Oh, this is a blurry mess. How about that? Can you see this? Surely you can see the snow here. Can you actually see the snow now? Nice, there we go. Yeah, it's really coming down now. We are getting peak winter conditions right now. Oh shoot, John McKinney's in the chat. Hey John, glad to have you here, John. title to snow. I am driving currently. I don't have the ability to change it right now. Great Lakes Tornado Hunters, great to see you in the chat. Oh, hey, hold on, it's D-Man, right? I like how everybody watching the stream right now is storm chasers. I'm glad to have you guys in here. Yeah, legally a fish. WX, that abbreviation means weather. WX stands for weather. If you see WX, that means weather. Pretty much everybody watching this stream right now is a storm chaser. The legendary John McKinney is also in the house. John, glad to have you. Yeah, I was just explaining to everybody that Colorado really heavily depends on its snowpack year over year. It's very important for Colorado to get its snow, and it's not just for ski season. We very heavily depend on that snow here for a lot of things. My dad is an agricultural engineer. He designs ditches and he's in the water business here. It's really, really important for farmers to get that snowpack, so that way we can deliver, water to all the farms out east. We depend heavily on the snow for fire mitigation here. I just explained that, we had the Marshall Fire a couple of years ago. Oh shoot! I just turned my Jason. When I get home, I'll send you my handle so I can follow you and you can follow me and all that stuff. Hey. Yeah, I assume this is going to be a storm chaser party in here. We are now finally starting to get some real proper winter weather impacts here in Colorado. So right now I am basically in Castle Rock. It's a little community just south of Denver. I'm probably going to pull off and get some hot chocolate here soon. So this is what winter in Colorado is supposed to look like. We're finally starting to get some accumulation here, which is nice. It's not substantial accumulation. It's not even literally a measurable amount just yet. It's definitely having an impact on traffic, of course. The biggest impact on traffic, of course, is visibility. As you can see, the visibility here is pretty low currently, so traffic is basically moved to a crawl. We should start seeing Denver city lights here pretty soon. Yeah, I have a pretty substantial following over on Blue Sky. I've made a pretty good following over there. I'm on Instagram now too. Oh, there's a cool little Christmas light display over here. I was going to stop by at some point. Maybe we'll get that one of these other nights. So if you're just joining me now, hi, my name is Patrick. I'm a storm chaser based out of Aurora, Colorado. We are currently covering the winter weather impacts here in along the Front Range here. We are expecting a winter storm to come in overnight. The heaviest snowfall is going to be occurring between midnight and 5 a.m. I am going to be streaming tomorrow morning, probably starting around 7 a.m. I'm going to be covering the winter weather impacts tomorrow along the Front Range, probably starting here in southern Colorado around near near Colorado Springs. Then I'll be traveling up through the Denver metro area and ending up in Longmont, probably up near Buc-ee's. I'll be also stopping by to see a friend who is doing, a friend of mine, she's actually raising money for charity, so I'll also be promoting her charity when I end my stream tomorrow. I actually have a pretty small audience as a storm chaser. I'm a relatively new storm chaser with a relatively small audience. Mr. John McKinney here, I think, is probably the biggest storm chaser, at least watching this stream currently. He regularly gets a pretty big audience compared to mine. Right now, I am currently chasing in a Subaru Forester. It's an upgrade from that Chevy Malibu I was chasing in over the summer. Yeah, John's been chasing for quite a few years. John, I think. John, are you up to 25K yet, or have you passed that yet? I was gonna say, John was chasing the other day, and I think he was he was cooking around 1,000 viewers. So. John's been doing this for a few years. He has a much bigger audience than me. I think the most number of viewers I had over the summer was about 1,000. That was when I chased that unforecasted supercell, tornado-warned supercell down in down near Trinidad, Colorado. That was kind of a fluke, right? That was a tornado that was not forecasted. It was kind of in kind of a weird place that doesn't really get tornadoes. So I would just happen to be the only storm chaser out that day. So viewership is very storm chasers out chasing, Colorado blizzards tonight. Or are there? I don't know. There might be other people out on the road right now. 1989. Yeah, John, I'm going to be out chasing tomorrow morning. I'm going to be out in the Denver metro area tomorrow morning. Well, I'm going to be out kind of in southern Colorado, so kind of near Colorado Springs, and making my way up to Longmont. I'm going to be trying to promote a friend of mine who is kind of does like a Salvation Army type thing, but is raising money for charity. She stands out in front of buildings trying to make sales, trying to sell these like charity backpack type things. Yeah, John's good people. He's been doing this for a while. Yeah, very, very good people. I can't even imagine what it would have been like to be a storm chaser, 30 years ago. Back before they had access to a lot of these, like even before, like even in like the 2000s, before smartphones were ubiquitous, without having like access to a lot of these radar tools, having to do that kind of stuff visually, like making a morning forecast, like on pen and paper and stuff. It's a completely different world back then, I'm sure. Yeah, John's great people. He basically gave me a car earlier this year, and I am eternally grateful for all of his help. John has been instrumental in helping me get this storm chasing channel off the ground. I hope I'm in a position to be like John someday. John's a good friend. I really appreciate him. When my Chevy blew up on me earlier this year and I had to fight with my insurance, John really had my back there. I really appreciate him. Alright, if you're just joining me now, my name is Patrick. I'm a storm chaser based out of Aurora, Colorado. Currently, we are not in Aurora, Colorado. Currently, we are in like Castle Rock, Parker, Colorado, that area. We're currently observing the winter weather impacts. We just passed through a pretty heavy snow band. with some stronger winter weather impact. We're kind of moved through that snow band, and we're kind of into an area with some lighter snow impacts. As you can see, we're kind of dealing with what looks to be kind of a mix of freezing rain and snow right now. So as you guys can see, the snow impacts have kind of lessened a little bit. Not as much snow accumulation up here as we're getting into the metro area. It looks like that's the result of de-icing efforts, and also the snow doesn't appear to be as heavy up here. So again, we're kind of looking at the results of de-icing efforts, and just the snow doesn't appear to be as heavy up here. Again, we are expecting heavier snow to begin falling a little bit after midnight tonight. So again, we are expecting the real snow to start falling between midnight and 5 a.m. Tomorrow is going to be, so for those of you who are watching for the weather forecast, heavy snow is going to start falling after midnight, between midnight and 5 a.m. That will affect tomorrow's commute. And that's going to be up and down the Front Range here in Colorado. That'll mostly be concentrated between the Denver metro area and southern Colorado. So mostly that seems to be, it's going to affect mostly areas like Colorado Springs, Pueblo, areas closer to the mountains. Northern Colorado doesn't look like it's going to be as impacted, so Fort Collins, Greeley, Longmont are probably going to see less snow overnight. Most of the snow will have reached the ground by noon tomorrow, and it'll probably be, as you guys who live in Colorado are probably aware, we will probably have seen most of our snow probably by noon, and it will probably be clear skies afternoon tomorrow. Speaking of Convective Chronicles, I finally got around to watching the coverage of the April 27th tornado that me, Mason, John McKinney chased on the Convective Chronicles channel. If you haven't watched that documentary, it's a really good write-up of that tornado. If you haven't seen that documentary, I believe some of John McKinney's footage got used in there. Melanie Metz also made a fantastic documentary about that tornado outbreak. That's the first time I've seen a tornado that big before. That was a pretty incredible chase. Yeah, it looks like the updated forecast shows that the bulk of the snow is going to actually probably be more clustered towards southern Colorado. Looks like it's going to be further south than I anticipated. Yeah, I think April 27th was probably one of the best chases I had this year. I don't think it tops my chase, the May 23rd Akron, Colorado chase. I think the Akron chase was one of the best storm chases I've ever had, hands down. That tornado was incredible. But in terms of like the most tornadoes I've seen in one day, yeah, the April 27th, that day, everything was rotating that day. Just everything was rotating. You just look left, there was a tornado. You look right, there was a tornado. You couldn't look somewhere without seeing a tornado that day. More on the road. Yeah, let me pull it out a little bit more. Yeah, the way I had it earlier was more focused on trying to capture the snowflakes as they were coming down. But now that we don't have as many snowflakes being visibly caught in the headlights, there's not as much snow accumulation as where I am right now. Yeah, the April the 27th chase was really incredible. The May the 23rd chase, I believe, was the day that destroyed your car, John. Yeah, the Convective Chronicles documentary on that. Well, I'm looking forward to another storm season for sure. The way things I have figured right now, I have all the time in the world for this next storm season. Yeah, I see that. I punched north again, up here, back up into Castle Rock to catch that snow band as it was coming down. I'm going to circle back around up here on Castle Pines and shoot south again to get back into that heavier snow. I'm probably going to use this opportunity to get some gas and refuel though before I head south again. Oh yeah, you'll probably be fine, Mason. That's WX chasing Mason in chat. That is Storm Chaser Mason Harris, who is currently on an airplane coming back to Colorado. I believe I can get off here on Castle Pines, if I'm not mistaken. We'll take our first break for the evening. Yeah, take our hot chocolate break. I've got to say, I am enjoying being unemployed, not having to, get up in the morning. Alright. Is there a gas station up here somewhere? I hate this exit. But where? There's a Wendy's here? Okay, maybe it's this way. We'll turn here. Well, if you're just joining me now, my name's Patrick. I'm probably a storm chaser. We're gonna be taking a quick gas break here and then headed south again to try to catch that heavier snow that's gonna be accumulating south of us. So we're just south of the Denver metro area right now. We're basically up in Castle Rock right now. The snow right now is not really accumulating that much here. You guys can kind of see it's not accumulating on the pavement just yet. We are just marginally below freezing right now. The outside temperature is currently 30 degrees. Okay, there's our Wendy's. And there's our gas station. Oh, that's right. This place has got like a really awkward turnoff to get in. Yeah, we're gonna get gas here real fast, folks. So you can get some hot chocolate. Get inside, and then we're gonna get back on the road and head back into southern Colorado to where our heavier snow is gonna be falling tomorrow. I'm just gonna take a look at an updated forecast. Alright, let's fill up the Subaru. Mason, there's something on the wing. Alright, you can kind of see the snow coming down a little bit better now. Focus camera. Now, let's try. All right, sit tight, folks, while I get gas and get some hot chocolate, and we'll be right back. Let's see if I can go to that wide angle lens. All right, we'll be right back, folks. Oof. We're back. Probably. Hot chocolate acquired. Hot chocolate has been obtained. Okay. Hot chocolate has been obtained. Oh. Boy howdy. It is too late at night to still be hungover from yesterday. All right. All right, we're getting in gear. All right, what I miss in chat, y'all? All right, not much. All right, cool. All right, gang. We are headed back south again to drop south on I-25, everybody's favorite highway here in Colorado. Nope, it's a median. Can't turn left there. We're gonna take we're gonna head south again. Get back into that. What was I drinking last night? Oh boy, what wasn't I drinking last night? Yeah, so yesterday, so to give you guys some context, I've gone through a layoff at my company, and yesterday was my last official day at work. My company closed down, they shut down my division. Yesterday was my last official day at work, so I'm officially unemployed. And so yesterday, I had a kind of a fun last kind of little party with some coworkers, and well, you know, just it's a little bit sad when you spend, you know, 2 years of your life working on a project, and you know, all the games we were working on, nothing made it to market. It was really depressing. You know, spend that much time of your life working on a game and not have it get released. So, you know, you're like, you know what, it's the last day of work, nobody can stop us from drinking at work. I don't really drink much, but I decided to make an exception. I think the last time I actually properly had like a real drink was, I think, like maybe at a party like 2 weeks ago. And I think the last time prior to that was like 5 or 6 years ago. I'm not really much of a drinker. So I was having Bloody Marys with people yesterday and just had a few too many. So I got pretty tanked yesterday. I definitely had a few too many, which is fine. Again, I'm not really much of a drinker. I do not drink. I think I had like one drink at a party with like Mason. I was at Mason like 2 weeks ago, but I think the last time I properly had a drink before that was like 2 years ago. So it's been a minute. All the same, we are headed down to southern Colorado now to catch up with this snow band again. I guess that's true. Well, I was in the same proximity as Mason. We were at the same party. But the interesting thing is, like, you know, all the code, all the software, all the tools that we developed for this game that I was working on, we have good reason to believe that the company sold all those assets to another company. So it's very likely that another company bought the game that we were working on. So I created a bunch of like Google alerts and stuff. So it's possible that another company like owns all those assets now. So I created a bunch of Google alerts to find out if another company is gonna like is gonna start hiring a bunch of people to finish that game. So there's a non-zero chance that I might be able to just get my old job back at a different company. I will say I was making pretty good money working for the company that I was working for. And I did get a pretty decent severance, so I mean that's how I'm able to finance going storm chasing despite being completely unemployed right now. They didn't tell us what company bought the game, no. But I know that the name of the game, like the trademark, so what I did was I created like an alert for like the name of the game that I worked on, because it had a pretty distinct name, and I'm pretty sure that whatever company bought that game is gonna want to keep that trademark. So I'm gonna find out whatever company bought that trademark. Because whatever company buys that trademark, I'm going to just keep an eye out for and just apply for a job with them whenever I see what company buys the trademark or registers the trademark next. Was trademarked, yeah. Yep, I just noticed that my modem in here just ran out of batteries, so I just booted it back up again, and I just need to rebond. I'm using a bonded network connection, so let me bond my connections again. That should improve the quality of the stream. For those of you who don't know, most storm chasers use bonded network connections in their vehicles. That allows you to use multiple network connections on... It's kind of difficult to explain, but basically you can use VPN software that will split your video signal into multiple different streams, and then your VPN will reconnect all of your streams together into a single stream at a different location, so that way you can get a much more stable connection when you're streaming remotely. No, trademarks and copyrights are not the same thing, D-Man. Alright, we're getting back into this winter weather again here, folks. Let me know how well let me know if the snowflakes are resolving well on stream, guys. Now that my connection is bonded again, the bit rate should be a little bit better. You guys should be able to see the actual snowflakes. you can sell a trademark. I mean, it's a bunch of ice crystals, Mason. Oh shoot, John, if you're still in the chat, the Nebraska license plates are still on the Honda. The DMV keeps sending me plates in the mail, but they keep not arriving. Need to change those out. Oh, that's not a snowplow. You guys can see here. Let me know in the chat if you guys can actually resolve the snowflakes on the stream. I don't know if you guys can actually see the snow or not. I just got my I just bonded my my modem again, so I should have. I've got the multiple connections running again now. Just joining me now, my name is Patrick. I'm a storm chaser based out of Aurora, Colorado. Currently, we are in South Denver, headed out of Castle Rock, headed towards Colorado Springs. Getting a little bit of traffic here. The snow accumulation is still pretty light currently. You can see traffic conditions are kind of deteriorating a little bit, but that seems to be mostly as a result of the low visibility. You can see we got a lot of snow coming down right now, but it's mostly light flurries currently. It's not very heavy, big wet snow just yet, not like we were seeing earlier. There's definitely a snow impact on the highway currently. Mostly appears to be in the form of ice on the roadway. We're just marginally above freezing right now at 33 degrees, so it's actually pretty warm out. Feels warmer. There's not much of a wind chill to speak of currently. We will probably wrap up our stream when we get down to Colorado Springs or when we hit 1 a.m., whichever happens first. Again, the majority of our snowfall we're expecting to occur between midnight and 5 a.m. if you're still in the chat, make sure to, if you're in the chat, make sure to drop a like. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. As always, we're glad to have you. Snowplows already. I don't really see enough snow on the ground to justify a snowplow just yet, although it looks like those are salt trucks, not a snowplow. Take another quick glance at radar. I'm not seeing any snow impacts down south. Let's switch to the Pueblo radar tower, see if we got anything in southern Colorado yet. Not really. Oh, actually, a little bit. Just a reminder, don't drive with your blinkers on, with your hazard lights on. You should, your vehicle should be at a full stop if you have your hazard lights on. Thanks for stopping by, Legally Fish. It's always good to see you. Hopefully I'll see you in voice chat at some point in the near future. Thanks for stopping by. If you are new here, my name is Patrick. I'm a storm chaser based out of Aurora, Colorado. Currently, I am somewhere. I have no idea where. Somewhere between Castle Rock and Colorado Springs, Colorado. Look, I got a display here that tells you where I am. That should tell you where I am. We are currently covering the winter weather impacts in Colorado. Experiencing some light snow conditions right now. A little bit of buildup, a little bit of accumulation on the side of the road. Not a whole lot to speak of just yet. The heaviest snow conditions we are expecting will be occurring overnight, between midnight and 5 a.m. We have not quite gotten to those conditions just yet. This stream will continue till about 1 in the morning as we anticipate those heavier snow conditions coming in. We are starting to see some heavier blips on radar right now as the heavy snow begins to come down a little bit further south of us. So we're going to start tracking with that heavy snow now, try to catch up to it as it moves further south into southern Colorado. We're actually starting to see some heavier snow conditions right now. Oh, no worries, John. I'm expecting the number of viewers in this stream to kind of thin out a little bit as it gets later. I don't know how many people are watching. I'm using Moblin right now, John, so I don't know how many people are watching or anything like that. So it is getting. I'm here in Central Time. I'm sure it's after midnight there, so absolutely feel free to step away. So if you get tired or anything, that's totally fine. Mason was in here keeping guard as well. I am, oh, 51. I didn't realize I had that many people in here. Well, all 51 people, thank you so much for being here. Happy holidays also to everyone who is watching. To catch everybody up who is watching currently, my name is Patrick. I'm a storm chaser based in Aurora, Colorado. Currently, I am just south of Castle Rock, Colorado. I'm headed towards Colorado Springs to catch up with a snow band that is making its way south. Tonight we're expecting to get anywhere from 4 to 6 inches of snow here in southern Colorado. That's going to be my target for the night. I'll be concluding this stream around 1 a.m. local time, so that'll be a little more than about an hour from now. We'll be wrapping up this stream. Again, the heaviest snow will be coming down in the overnight hours between midnight and 5 a.m. And I'll be picking up again tomorrow, probably sometime around 7 a.m. and covering those winter weather impacts here in the Front Range in Colorado. This year's an unusual year here in Colorado. Typically we get our first snow in October. This year's unusual in that we got our first snow in the end of November. Snowpack here in Colorado is really important to our local ecosystems. We rely on that snowpack in winter to replenish all of our lakes and rivers throughout the rest of the year. That water is critical for our agriculture sector here out in eastern Colorado. It's also critical for our fire mitigation efforts. We get to face a particularly brutal fire season every summer, as well as in the winter. So it's really important for us to get that snow. So we are. This is a very badly needed snow, and it's good that we're finally getting it here, even though we are getting it here now on the 3rd of December. I want to give a shout out to all the wonderful people who make this channel possible. There are a bunch of amazing people, fellow storm chasers, good personal friends, family members that make this channel possible. I want to give a huge shout out to John McKinney, who's been an enormous help to getting this channel off the ground. He's in the chat right now. John, I really want to just give you a huge thank you for everything you've done for me this year. John has helped me out with both supporting the channel, personal support. He's been a good friend to me, and been a good moderator on the channel. Given me a lot of help, support. He's prayed for me a few times, and he's really appreciated it. So I really appreciate you, John. It really means a lot. Wonderful mods on this channel. My good personal friend Mason Harris, my regular partner in crime. I have gone on numerous storm chases with that awesome guy. We've been on a bunch of cool adventures this year. So make sure to go subscribe to Storm Chaser Mason Harris. That is WX Chasing Mason. He's been in chat all evening. Too many other people to name, frankly. Justin Ryan of Wind Dancer Media showed up a few times. Freddie McKinney, that's John's son, supported the channel a few times. So glad to help these wonderful people in here. Again, my name is Patrick Pineda. I'm a storm chaser based out of Aurora, Colorado. We are covering some winter weather impacts here in southern Colorado. We are approaching We're approaching Colorado Springs here. Sun's not coming down quite as hard as it was earlier. And we'll probably keep this stream going for another hour as we make our way to southern Colorado. We're going to be catching up with the snow band as it's making its way through Colorado Springs. It looks like it's coming down pretty good in Colorado Springs. Actually, it looks like it's intensified quite a bit, actually. 420. Thank you so much, Chronic 420. I really appreciate that. I'm going to be getting a new pair of tires on this vehicle tomorrow. That is greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. Glad to have you here. This channel. Also, channel memberships are available. Channel members get access to hand-drawn emojis. I draw all the emojis myself. I am, for those of you who aren't in the know, I am a game outside of storm chasing. I'm actually a game developer. I made an indie video game. I drew a bunch of pixel art for emojis and membership badges, so you get access to those through channel memberships. You also get access to high resolution photography that I do on these storm chases, so those are the two member perks. I also very occasionally do members only live streams and some members only posts, and I have some members only videos as well. Not like that, some members only videos, and post some photography if you want to support the channel. I don't remember what the pricing is at, but it's greatly appreciated. Otherwise, thank you so much for this. Once again, thank you so much for the super chat from Chronic 420. It is greatly appreciated. Just noticed that we went through a pretty substantial temperature drop as we're making our way further south. Seems to track more with our winter weather impacts. We're making our way to the snow band. Thank you for becoming a cool criminal. We support cool crimes on this channel. I need to, I will post a link. I need to update the link for the, photography tomorrow, but I will make sure to do that and post a link for the drive folder with all the storm photography. remember the last cool crime we actually did on the channel? I think we stole all those jewels from the Louvre. I think that was the last cool crime that we did. Hey Grifter, good to see you. What are you doing awake at this hour? Hold on, Grifter, aren't you in Colorado? I don't remember. Maybe there's Cactus. One of you guys is in Colorado. All hand drawn, Connor. Those are pixel art I drew myself. Man, it's been a minute since the swear jar is an in-joke that goes way back to the early days of the channel. I used to cuss a lot more on this channel. It's become a lot more family friendly since then. But we used to keep a tally every time I ran my mouth. Oh, that's right. Cactus is in Texas. The gang's all here. We are now starting to see some accumulation on the roadways. You guys can see here, the roads are getting a little bit slick down here. West Coast. Who's in Colorado then? We're in Woodmore, Colorado. Basically headed into Colorado Springs currently. Kind of on the northern side of Colorado Springs, El Paso County. Mason is in the air above me currently. I need to replace these windshield wipers. They're not doing the job. The display might be a little bit inaccurate. Well, yeah, I guess we're kind of... South Dakota. Nice. I caught that I caught a cool Sidewinder tornado there back on June 20th while everybody was out getting that monster tornado on up in Enderlin. Yeah, unfortunately this year, due to the La Nina effect, we are getting substantially less snow this year. We've been at a historic, I mean, I guess it's now a 30-year drought now here in Colorado. I mean, at this point, it's, I believe, what they would term a shift in the climate here. Things are changing. We're looking at a pretty massive ecological shift here in Colorado. Yeah, I did a bunch of storm chasing out in South Dakota last year as well, actually, in 2024. I did a lot of late season storm chasing in 2024. Kind of missed all the big weather events in 2024 at the beginning of the year. I have for those of you who don't know, my job outside of storm chasing is I'm a video game developer. I will be announcing a new video game project soon that's kind of inspired by Indiana Jones and Stargate soon. We'll be crowdfunding that project. I'll describe it as kind of being a Metroid Prime style game. So I'm very excited to announce that soon. So keep your eyes and ears on the lookout for that. You know, Mason, that's actually, of all the goofy like disaster movies, like I think I like The Day After Tomorrow more than I like Twister. You know, I think that's like my favorite like goofy weather movie. I like The Day After Tomorrow more than all of them. It's easily my favorite. Okay, after Independence Day, it's my favorite Roland Emmerich movie for sure. It's The Day After Tomorrow. I love that movie. It's so good. I'm going to be making a new indie game soon, which I'm hoping to announce it before the end of the year. I'm hoping to have a trailer out for it soon. Anyways, like I said, I don't want to announce anything prematurely, but I'm hoping to have it out for Steam Next Fest later this year. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Twister. Twister's classic. I think Twister is one of the first movies I ever saw in theaters. It's a pretty classic disaster movie. The Day After Tomorrow, pretty good. I really like that one as well. Yeah, I'm coming into Colorado Springs now, so the road conditions are deteriorating here pretty quickly. So I am now coming into Colorado Springs. The road conditions here are starting to fall apart. I am seeing a lot more snow accumulation here. Grifter, thank you so much for stopping by. Always glad to see you here. No, actually, you know what? The other goofy disaster movie that I like was Geostorm. That movie was so dumb. You really just have to appreciate it. You really have to appreciate it. Oh, I know, like, I think, like, because there's, like, two ways you can do disaster movies, right? You either have to play a disaster movie, like, dead serious, straight-faced, and I think the movie that did, like, the dead serious, straight-faced movie the best was Greenland. Like, I think that movie did it best. Or you have to do it goofy, and like Day After Tomorrow did it. I think either Day After Tomorrow or Independence Day did it goofy best. I think so. I don't actually remember how that movie went, because it was just a lot of like, I remember there's a scene in that movie, The Day After Tomorrow, where like Jake Gyllenhaal has to outrun the frost. Like, I don't know if it actually worked or not. Like, I don't know if it actually worked or not. It's kind of a dumb movie. I don't know if it worked or not. So we're losing a lot of visibility here is really starting to decline very rapidly. So I'm basically on the north side of Colorado Springs right now. Visibility has dropped very rapidly here. There's still not a whole lot of accumulation here just yet. Like, no, so I think like the whole conceit of like the day after tomorrow was like, it's gonna be this deep freeze that's gonna kill everybody, and then like they had to like barricade themselves inside of a library, and then like Jake Gyllenhaal had to outrun the cold. He was being chased by the cold, and then they had to like lock themselves inside of a room and then like burn everything to stay warm or something. Again, it's a really dumb movie. It's a very fun movie, but it's also very dumb. If you're just joining me now, my name is Patrick. I'm a storm chaser based out of Aurora, Colorado. Currently, we are on the north side of Colorado Springs. Visibility here is dropping pretty rapidly. The snow accumulation is actually not that bad. The roads are getting kind of icy down here, so the conditions are mostly just marred by low visibility and iciness more than anything else. You guys can actually kind of see the kind of glossiness on the road, so we're mostly just seeing a lot of ice. So we're mostly just seeing a lot of ice and a lot of very light snow. It's just basically pretty strong flurries and a lot of ice. So the driving conditions are pretty poor, but in terms of the actual amount of snow that we're seeing, it's actually pretty light. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to catch up with with a line of snow that's making its way down the Front Range right now. That seems to currently be a little bit south of Colorado Springs right now, down near Fountain. You can actually kind of see it a little bit reflected pretty well. Actually, up in the sky above me, you can see these city lights reflected off of that, off of the snow up in the sky above me. So you can actually see that. You can actually see the snow up in the sky, capturing like the light pollution. So it actually makes it a lot more visible where the actual snow is. So it is coming down pretty steadily now, but it's not heavy wet snow like you would expect to see. Wow, we have quite a few people watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Don't forget to like this stream. I really appreciate everybody who's sitting here and watching and enjoying this night drive with me. Conditions are pretty precarious out right now, so I'm going to try to spend a little bit less time talking and a little bit more time trying to stay focused on the road. Conditions are quite dangerous right now. really appreciate everybody who's watching. Again, my name's Patrick. I'm a storm chaser based out of northern Colorado. I don't just do winter storm chasing. You guys can check out the archive on my channel, but I also chase severe weather in the spring. I am much bigger fan of chasing tornadoes than I am of chasing this winter weather, but I am of course glad to have you here. I will be picking this stream, I will be wrapping up this stream pretty soon. I again intend to close off this stream here at about 1 in the morning when the heavy snow starts coming down. I will be picking up probably 7, 8 in the morning to cover the on the Front Range. And southern Colorado seems like it's going to get the worst of it. Again, just to give you a quick forecast update, the heavy snow is expected to come down mostly overnight between midnight and 5 a.m. along the Front Range. The heaviest impacts are going to be in southern Colorado, probably mostly concentrated around Trinidad and Raton, so that's going to be closer to New Mexico than anything else. I will be giving coverage tomorrow morning, probably starting around 7 a.m. I'll be covering the Denver metro area, up towards Longmont, and I'll be wrapping up my stream probably tomorrow around noon. Really appreciate everybody who's watching right now. I really appreciate everybody who's tuning in. If you're not subscribed, I'd encourage you to do so. I'm not a huge fan of these winter weather streams. I definitely would much rather be out there chasing tornadoes right now, but I'm definitely just enjoying the driving and vibing and drinking some hot chocolate with you all. I also have a Discord server. We do fun things in Discord, like play video games, watch movies and stuff. I'm thinking about starting a Star Trek night in the Discord. I've been kind of on a Star Trek kick lately. Having some fun with that, watching the old Star Trek TV show. It's like my favorite thing ever. So might be doing that if there's any interest in it. But I do have a Discord server. I do weather forecasting there, watching movies, playing video games, so consider joining the Discord if you want to hang out. There's a bunch of other storm chasers in there, including Mason Harris, Justin Ryan, Open Dancer Media, John's in there, so we hang out and have a good time. The Discord server is linked in the description somewhere. Plan all of our cool crimes in the Discord. We are now getting into Colorado Springs proper. I also want to give a shout out to my friend Jessica Fernandez, who is a current meteorologist, is a PhD meteorologist, 7 years on broadcast meteorologist, who has worked with the Weather Channel for a bunch of years. I don't know if you guys know this, but the Weather Channel, the Spanish language Weather Channel shut down last year, and she's out of the job for last year, so she's been making the transition to YouTube. Make sure to look up Jessica Fernandez TV. She's been doing some weather live streams lately. She's again a credentialed broadcast meteorologist. Make sure to go subscribe to her channel. She's going to be, I think, focusing more on doing Spanish language weather live streams. That's kind of her niche. So for all the Spanish speakers out there, make sure to go subscribe to her channel. That's Jessica Fernandez. The weather conditions out here are pretty poor. Visibility is pretty low, as evidenced by the fact that the guy in front of me does not know which lane he's in. Make sure to drive safe out there tonight, guys. Is he in the left lane? Is he in the right lane? We just don't know. I don't blame him. It's really hard to kind of make out the lines right now. Mason has landed, folks. Welcome back, Captain. Again, that is WX Chasing Mason. That is Storm Chaser Mason Harris in the chat right now. Mason, welcome back to Colorado. Joining us now, my name is Patrick. I'm a storm chaser based out of Aurora, Colorado. Currently we are in downtown Colorado Springs, covering the winter storm as it moves in. We're currently covering a snow band moving through down the Front Range. This is not the main storm. The heaviest snow is still expected to come down later tonight. Again, the heaviest snow is expected to fall between midnight and 5 a.m. We're expected to get anywhere between 4 to 6 inches tonight, with the heaviest areas being southern Colorado between Pueblo and Trinidad into New Mexico. Make sure to stay safe out there. The road conditions are deteriorating. The visibility is very low out there right now. If you're in Colorado, you can expect an extended commute tomorrow. Currently, there's a winter storm warning in effect for southern Colorado. Mostly in the high country, though, we do have a winter storm advisory for much of the Front Range. You should plan your commutes accordingly. If you're new to this channel, I am not typically accustomed to doing these winter storm chases. I don't actually particularly care for them. I definitely am a much bigger fan of chasing tornadoes out here in Colorado, Nebraska, and Wyoming. But I'm unemployed and I got nothing better to do tonight, so I am just glad to have you all with me. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, it's YouTube. You guys know what to do. I have channel memberships. Being a channel member gives you access to cool things like ice storm photography and a bunch of cool emojis that I made. Drew them all myself. I've been yapping for a while. Snow seems to have mostly let up where I'm at, and it seems to be mostly kind of freezing rain where I'm at right now. Central Colorado Springs, the road conditions are a fair bit better than they were a little bit north of town. There does seem to be a little bit more accumulation on the sides of the roads here, which suggests to me that the roads have been plowed here. Hey, Christopher. Nice to see you. We are now just in downtown Colorado Springs. The roads here in downtown are a lot clearer than they were up north of town, although the visibility conditions here are also a lot better. I can't tell if that's because of all the city lights or if the snow is just let up a little bit more. Again, this stream is going to be running till about 1 a.m. local time. The local time is displayed in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, so right now it is I think 12:17 local time. So we're going to be going for another 45 minutes. I I am trying to catch up with a snow band that's moving south of me through Fountain right now. Again, the heaviest snow is expected tonight between 12 a.m. and 5 a.m. So we will be picking up this stream tomorrow morning, probably at about 7 a.m. No worries, drive safe, Mason, get home safe. As you guys can see, the road conditions have cleared up quite a bit here, actually. Again, the heaviest snow is expected to come down a little bit later into the evening. Try to get some more of that snow coverage as we get further south. We're actually starting to catch up with that snow band again. You guys can see that the snow's starting to come down a lot heavier now. Much bigger, heavier, wetter flakes down here. We're approaching Fountain, Colorado. Oh yeah, we're starting to get into it now. Longtime viewers of the channel may recognize this is the place where we tried to find the weather machine. Oh boy, it's really coming down now. It's pretty cool looking. Some deep channel lore for those of you who might not be clued in just yet. Had somebody convinced that there was a some kind of a weather machine located at this location where I am right now, and it took a very, very long drive to all the way down from southern Colorado all the way up to this current location to demonstrate to them that there was in fact not a weather machine here. Wow, look at it, it's really coming down now, guys. Look at that. Fountain, Colorado. We're getting some heavier snow again now, guys. We got about half an hour left on this stream. Once again, I want to thank everybody who's joined me tonight on this weather stream. It means a lot to me to have you guys all here. The heaviest snow will continue coming down in the overnight hours between now and a little later. Let's switch over to the Pueblo radar and see what we've got. Yeah, we're closer to the Pueblo radar now than we are the Denver radar. I'm actually still seeing a pretty good showing on the Denver radar too. Wow, 81 watching. It's probably going to be one of my better performing streams since one of my tornado streams earlier this year. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I really appreciate it. Just out of curiosity, if you're watching this stream, make sure to let me know where you're watching from. I can't imagine there's too many people up and watching in the US right now. I got to imagine that I've got a lot of viewers from abroad right now. If you're watching this right now, let me know where you're watching from in the chat. John, also, it's late where you are. Go to bed, man. Oh, okay. Well, also, it could also be a lot of West Coast folks, so it's probably not, I guess it's not that late if you're on the West Coast. British Columbia. Cool. Nova Scotia, it's very late where you are. I used to live in Minneapolis. I figured we'd have a few people watching from the UK. San Diego. Okay, it's not that late out there yet. Well, yeah, I guess you're in the same time zone as the folks who are out there in San Diego. What time is it in Nova Scotia? It's like East Coast. It's going to be like 3 in the morning in Nova Scotia. Zealand. Oh, some very good friends of mine are in New Zealand. My friends, Anthony and Darlene are in New Zealand. Gulfport, Mississippi. Man, y'all are a bunch of night owls, huh? Somalia. I'll bet it's late there in Somalia. Somali friends in Minneapolis when I lived up there. Lafayette, Colorado. Well, you're not too far away from me then. You know, I was looking at my channel membership, and I was actually looking at where most of our, I was looking at those, you know, statistics, and it looks like most of my, I think something like 22% of my viewers are from Colorado. I don't think that's too surprising, since I think my username used to be Patrick Colorado or something. Richmond, Virginia. Wellington. There's a couple regulars who occasionally tune into my streams. I think I got a couple viewers out in Burlington, Colorado I can always pick out. A couple viewers in Colorado Springs I can always pick out in Colorado. I'm using a program called Moblin to live stream this right now. So Moblin sometimes filters out some of the responses right now. I can tell there's a few responses that I can't see based on how John is responding right now. So there's a few people here I'm sure I probably didn't see your responses. For some reason, Moblin will just randomly filter some replies. So I'm getting to the south end of this. Snow band right now. Again, the heaviest snow is actually, looking at the latest forecast, is actually expected to fall probably around 3 in the morning. I don't intend to be out that late. Again, I'm going to wrap up my stream in about half an hour. Nebraska. I saw most of the tornadoes that I saw this year, I saw in Nebraska. Yeah, so it's actually kind of a funny story. So I'm outside of this storm chasing. My job is I'm a video game developer. I make video games for a living. Well, I'm an animator, but I'm an animator who made a video game. It's a long story. Two of my very good friends who met each other online through the same video game communities that we like play online and stuff. One of them is in New Zealand, and one of them is actually in Virginia. Met each other online a couple of years ago, and one of them's in New Zealand, one of them's in Virginia. So my friend Shannon, she moved to New Zealand actually 2 years ago, and so like those two good friends of mine who I knew online are both living in New Zealand now. Oh, well, I'm almost in Pueblo, Colorado, or I will be in Pueblo, Colorado in about an hour, based on where I'm going. I lived in Pueblo, Colorado for the last year, actually. I actually recently moved to Aurora. It will not be too long before I'm in Pueblo. Pueblo is expected to get quite a bit of snow tonight, actually. So there's actually quite a bit less accumulation down here. I was actually expecting to see quite a bit more. I do see that there's actually a fair bit, quite quite a bit more snow out to the east of me. There's a lot more precipitation, like there's a lot more rain on the road ahead of me. When I pass this car ahead of me, I'll turn on my brights so you can see that. Although I did turn up the exposure on your camera, on my camera, so you guys can actually see more of, you guys can probably see more than I can right now. Actually, looking over at my camera, you guys can see a lot more than I can. I do actually. I chase in Kansas and Oklahoma pretty frequently. I'm mostly chasing Colorado, Nebraska, and Wyoming, but I had quite a few chases in Oklahoma and Kansas over the summer and over the spring. I actually did not see a single tornado. Well, okay, I saw one tornado in Oklahoma this summer, but I just barely caught the tail end of it before it lifted. I saw that with Mason. I caught a couple tornadoes in Texas this summer. And I chase in Kansas a fair amount. I caught one tornado in Kansas this year. And it was on the ground for about 3 seconds. Very, very short-lived tornado. That was the day. That was one of those tornadoes that I kind of regretted chasing, because it was a day that there were kind of two areas of two kind of risk areas that day. There was one in Texas and one in Kansas, and I was kind of trying to decide which one I wanted to go after. I decided to go after the Kansas risk area. It was kind of iffy, and then there was a big tornado in Texas that day, and I was kind of kicking myself from because I was like, I should have gone after the Texas tornado, because it was that really big, beautiful, like dusty red tornado, that big wedge that happened that day. I was kicking myself after that, because I should have gone after that. Should have gone after the Texas tornado instead of the Kansas one, but you can't get them all. Alright. I'm gonna get off on probably the next exit here and take a minute to assess the snow, because you guys can see that the snow here is a lot, we're getting a lot less snow down here. There's a snow, so there's basically a bit of a break in the snow bands here. I know that I'm going to be coming up on a stretch of exits that have some pretty sketchy, it's going to be a stretch of pretty sketchy exits here that I really hate. Those of you who are longtime viewers of this channel know that there's a stretch of exits here on I-25 that pass under the road instead of over the road, and they're one-lane exits, so you have to honk as you pass through them. And I really hate them. They're very sketchy. And I know that they also like to flood during these. They don't drain well, so they're probably going to be flooded out when I get to them. So if they're flooded, I might have to drive all the way to Pueblo to get north again. 96 watching. Guys, thank you so much for watching my channel. Really appreciate y'all being here. I'm not typically used to doing these winter storm chases. I much prefer to do the spring tornado chases, but I'm very glad to have you guys here. If you're new to this channel, my name is Patrick. I'm a storm chaser based out of northern Colorado. I'm following a snow band that's headed towards southern Colorado. We're expecting most of our snow to happen between midnight and 5 a.m. So most of this snow is going to probably happen after I end my stream tonight. But I'm glad that you guys have all joined me. I'm going to pull off here soon to show you guys the radar. But I really appreciate having you guys all here. I will be picking this stream back up tomorrow morning after the snow has fallen to show you guys the winter weather impacts up here along the Front Range here in Colorado. As I was telling you guys earlier, here in Colorado, the snowpack is really important to the ecosystem, to the climate here. Every year we get a lot of snow in the winter, and up in the high country, it's really important for all the lakes and rivers around here. We get the snow in the winter, and it feeds all the lakes and rivers, and throughout the rest of the year. It's also really important for fire mitigation in the spring and summer. It's also important for fire mitigation in the winter. If you guys will recall, we had the Marshall Fire back in 2021, it destroyed thousands of homes up in Boulder. And okay, see, this is, I was just talking about these sketchy exits we have down here in southern Colorado. This is one of them. This is one of them. So this is a one-way exit. It's a one-way road. I hate this one. I hate this so much. All right, I think we survived. So we are down here in southern Colorado. We're out in the desert right now. You can't really see it that well, but we're gonna pull off and hopefully we don't get eaten by coyotes. We're gonna take a look at the radar. Nope, that's not it. There we go. So you can see we got a snow band that I've been following down I-25 here, and it's headed towards Pueblo, Colorado. We've been following this snow band down I-25 all night, and we've been kind of staying with it. Just need a single view. You can see it's kind of split around the highway here. So there's a snow band kind of moving out into eastern Colorado and a snow band that's kind of up in the mountains right now. Yeah, Patrick jump scare right now. So we're kind of out in the desert. So southern Colorado's kind of a desert. We're kind of out in the desert right now, headed towards Pueblo. If we keep going this way, we'll end up in Pueblo. Yeah, Patrick jump scare, I know. Let's turn on the lights in here. I think I've got a mode where I can do Patrick face mode and everything. Ugh, I've been driving for 4 hours. But it's coming down pretty light right now. Here, let's get out of the car. It's hot and cramped in here. But it's coming down pretty light where we're at right now. So there's not, you guys can see there's not a lot of accumulation where we are now. So we're basically ahead of the storm. Ahead of the storm at this point. There's not a lot of ground accumulation. Yeah, I can do precipitation depth here. Yeah, let me do that real quick. I believe I can. I can do 1 hour accumulation. Get my selector thingy. Focus, please. That's 0 inches. This is just 1 hour. Oh, this is rainfall accumulation. Let me get the snowfall depth monitor real quick and pull that up. So I can do precipitation accumulation, but I believe I need to find snow accumulation. I don't know if that has this on this radar or not. If I have winter weather impacts on this or not. No, I just have precipitation accumulation. I don't believe I have winter weather impacts on this radar. What I can can do is I can go over to Kokoraz though and see if anybody's reported off their snow pads though. See where people are getting their snow depths off of. If anybody's crazy enough to have reported that yet. But we're basically ahead of the storm where we are right now. It's just under reflectivity. I'm gonna pull that. Fall accumulation. Precipitation depiction. There we go. There's a little bit more ahead of us. So if you're looking here to the west of us, there's going to be a lot more to the west of us though, because I mean this is all up in the mountains. So I mean that's very tough terrain. There's a lot more off to the east of us too. Although I don't know if there's not going to be any road networks out there though. I mean maybe there's road networks out there. Oops. Let me see if there's any roads out there that'll get us out there. This vehicle can definitely handle it. It's going to handle it way better than my sedan. Yeah, well, all the blue areas are going to be up in the mountains. Yeah, I'm just looking at, you're getting a little bit out by Lamar right now. The heaviest snow is coming down immediately to my west right now. There's not going to be any roads out there, and there's not going to be any cellular service out there, though. That's going to be pretty squarely up into the mountains. Let's see, Woodmore? We can get up to Calhan, maybe. Where's our most accumulation going to occur? I think probably back up towards Fountain again. Switch over to another radar. So I believe we're going to push back north again. Let me check on another radar real quick. All right. Yeah, looking at the radar here, most of the areas that are going to be seeing the most snow are going to be a little bit to our north. So we're going to move back up north again just a little bit here before we wrap up the stream tonight, because we're getting close to when I was going to wrap up. But everybody, thanks for tuning in again. You're going to push just a little bit more north, back up towards where we were getting most of our snowfall earlier. Again, most of the snowfall that we're going to be seeing tonight is going to be occurring over in the next couple of hours. So the heaviest snow hasn't even started to come down yet. As per our forecast, we're going to be expecting to see that closer to 2 or 3 a.m. and I'm not going to be up at that time. Absolutely, John. You need to, absolutely. John, did you see that, did you see the Convective Chronicles video yet? So crazy about that day, John, was I think one of the wildest things about that day on April the 27th was getting out there, and I got so transfixed on one tornado that I would just turn my head and I would just see another one. And I think that was probably one of the craziest experiences, was seeing that huge wedge and then noticing that there was another tornado literally just over the hill. Because like I was so focused on that huge wedge, because I saw it forming like in that valley, right? Because that was like after those two mesocyclones merged. I pulled up over that hill. I was so fixated on watching that one that I had hardly noticed that there was another one forming right next to me. And that one, like, I don't know if it was a satellite tornado or if it was just a completely separate tornado altogether. Because I didn't pay attention to it. I was so fixated on that wedge. But in some of my footage, that second other tornado was rain wrapped the entire time. But there was another one that was, it almost seemed like it was formed in the inflow of the of that huge wedge. And I remember pointing it out to another group of storm chasers that I'd never seen those guys before. I had no idea who those other storm chasers were. But I remember honking at them and like just drawing their attention to the fact there was another tornado. But in one of the photos I took, you can actually see that satellite tornado kind of getting pulled into that huge wedge. And if you look at it, you can clearly tell that it's a satellite and not like a subvortex. It's kind of wild. And I remember there was also, Mason and I ended up going up on that road that was like that went north of Hyannis. And we caught that tornado that we saw across the lake. It was also a different tornado. When that one finished roping out, I just remember that like we were sitting there talking by to the side of the road. We looked south, we saw a sidewinder drop, and it was on the ground for maybe 10 seconds before it lifted again. I think together we saw like 8 tornadoes that day. It was the craziest experience I've ever had. And then the other thing is, I don't know if you saw Melanie Metz's video from that day, but she also caught another tornado that nobody else documented that day. That's probably one of the most surreal experiences I've ever had. It's literally one of those experiences where you would look, where I swear you looked, I saw a tornado and I looked again, and there were just one of the craziest experiences I've ever had. Yeah, there was that was April 27th, 2025, earlier this year. Me and Mason went up to Hyannis, Nebraska, and we just Me and Mason were actually kind of arguing that day about like where we wanted to go, because we were trying to decide if we wanted to play farther south on the dry line and go to Kansas that day. But like we tracked a supercell from northern Colorado all the way up into Hyannis, Nebraska. Because like originally I was planning on targeting what's that city with Carhenge? I have a Carhenge shirt. I was planning on going to Carhenge that day to start my chase, but I ended up going up to Hyannis, and we saw that giant monster wedge. And it was just such a surreal experience, because it just felt like everywhere I looked there were tornadoes that day. Alliance, that's what it is. Thank you, Jules. Yeah, because I was planning on starting my chase at Carhenge that day. I was making a big deal about going to Carhenge that day. And like that day was awful for me as a storm chaser, like trying to live stream, because my stream kept breaking down. That was the first day I was trying to use this dual bonded network connection, where I had, like I bought another cell phone. I was trying to use 2 connections to try to live stream, and I could not get my connection to work that day. But it ended up working out because I got a lot of good footage, a lot of good photos that day. The photos I took that day like won me a photo competition. So like I made a lot of money from that photo competition. But it's just such a surreal experience. I don't know if I could ever possibly describe it in a way that makes sense. Because yeah, I saw 8 tornadoes that day. And I don't think I could ever. Again, just a totally surreal experience. The temperature out here right now is 33 degrees. And actually on the latest sweep on my radar, I'm seeing a lot of freezing rain. Yeah, so I think the most of this snow band has let up right now. So as you guys can see, the snow is not coming down anywhere near as hard as it was earlier. I think most of the first wave of the snow has already come through. The next snow band is expected to come through at about 2 a.m. So I'm headed back up to Colorado Springs right now, and I'm going to be calling it a night. So for those of you who are not familiar with this channel, usually I reserve the back half of this stream for basically Q&A, and that's probably what I'll be doing at this point. So again, for those of you who are not familiar with this channel, I try to save the back end of the stream for Q&A. I just want to thank everybody who has joined this stream, this storm chase tonight. Again, my name's Patrick. I'm a storm chaser based out of northern Colorado. I will be doing another stream tomorrow morning covering the winter weather impacts along the Front Range. We are expecting a lot of heavy snow again in the next 2 hours. So most of the snow we're going to be getting after this stream has ended. We will be covering that stream again. We'll be covering the winter weather impacts tomorrow morning. I'm going to give a huge shout out to. Giving a big shout out to John McKinney, who has been here, moderator and stream, good personal friend of mine, huge inspiration for this channel. He's helped me out a ton this year in just a ton of ways. I really appreciate him. John's a great guy, and appreciate everything he does. Again, those of you who are not familiar with this channel, I try to save the last 10 minutes of my streams for Q&A. So smoke them while you got them. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything you want to know, or anything you don't want to know, now's the time to ask. Thanks everybody for being here. I appreciate everybody who's been on this stream. If you want to help support this channel, I have channel memberships available. Channel members get access to cool emojis that are all pixel art I drew myself. You also get cool member badges that are also pixel art I drew myself. You also get access to all the storm photography I do on these storm chases. And you just get the satisfaction of knowing that you're helping replace my tires. will be headed up, and I am basically headed up towards Colorado Springs, where I'll be wrapping up my chase for the evening. So I'll probably be going for another 15 to 20 minutes before I wrap up. Friends and family who live in Parker. I'm very disappointed to report that the first licensed Star Trek Lego set that launched back on November 28th, I logged into the Lego.com website and was sitting there refreshing that page. I placed the order. I had the Enterprise D Lego set in my cart. I pressed order and it sold out. Like, it literally sold out within minutes of being available. I literally stayed up late, waited for that thing to come out, and I could not get one. That Lego set literally sold out within minutes of being available. Like, my two favorite things ever, Star Trek and Legos, finally, like, the Enterprise D, they finally had it available. Scalpers, they bought every single last one of them, and, like, you know what, they're popping up on eBay now for thousands of dollars. I'm very annoyed by that, so I figure I put it out there while I have an audience. If anybody knows how to get their hands on that Lego Enterprise D Lego set, hit me up. I'm not willing to pay thousands of dollars for it, but if you know how to get your hands on that, let me know. I'm very annoyed by this. No worries, John. I've been just a minor annoyance. It was a long shot. I knew that there was going to be a very small chance I would be able to get my hands on that thing, but alas, I was not able to. Thanks for modding, John. I really appreciate it. All right. Well, it is 1 a.m., folks. Again, I plan to be on here for another 15-20 minutes, so if anybody else has anything else, now is the time to let me know. For those of you who may have any questions about any of the excellent emojis here, one of the long-standing things I've been trying to achieve on this channel is to try to catch a tornado in the Clayton Raton volcanic field in New Mexico. That is just part of my desire to catch a volcano tornado. It's a long-running goal of mine. John, thank you so much for being here. It's always great to have you. Some of those other emojis that you have, there's a Carhenge, of course. Carhenge is a staple of this channel. I always love going through Alliance, Nebraska. I always love to start a good storm chase out there by Carhenge. I always make a point of stopping through there. Got the swear jar, of course. That's a holdover from the old days. Alright, we're going to be winding things down here pretty soon, folks. Music on the channel is provided by the excellent composer Carl Vincent. He composed the music for my video game. No thunder snow yet. I don't think I've been keeping an eye on the lightning reports. I haven't seen any lightning in any of these storms. No thunder snows. Dave and Mary, thanks so much for stopping by. We're glad to have you. Thanks for joining the channel. Really appreciate you. Alright gang, we're going to be wrapping things up here. That's everything guys. I'm going to switch you guys over to the weather radar for the next couple minutes and let you guys enjoy some of the music from my composer. Everybody, thank you so much for joining me here tonight. It's been a real pleasure to host this for you guys. Make sure to look forward for my stream tomorrow morning. I'm planning to go live, I don't know, whenever I wake up tomorrow. So that'll probably be around 7 in the morning. Thanks so much for watching.